Hi sewists and aspiring sewists, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Doyen, and in this video I'm going to be taking you through the sewing process of how to sew a jean trouser. In the previous video I took you through the cutting process of how to cut a jean trouser. So in this video we're going to be learning the sewing process, so please kindly stay tuned and watch the video to the end. To begin with, these are my front zipper flyer flaps, so I'm just going to go ahead to weave this part of the flap. This is also my pocket patch, of which I'm going to be weaving this part as well. So the first step here is to attach the pocket patch on this part of the pocket. So I already made an illustration of where it's going to be around the pocket in the previous video, so you can please kindly go back to rewatch if you do not understand the placement here. So I'm not going to position it exactly as described in the previous video, and then we're just going to be sewing around. So I'm actually sewing on the right face of my pocket, and please kindly take note of the position of the patch design on the pocket as well. So if you didn't get the first part, this is the second pocket that I'm going to be working on. I'm placing my patch design on the right face of my pocket, just as seen in this video. So by the time I place the shaped part of my pocket, it is going to cover this patch area of it. I don't know if you understand. It's going to cover it, and it is also going to form the same shape of my patch. I hope you understand. I'm going to show you how what I'm trying to talk about. The next thing here is this small inner pocket, and I explained in the previous video that this is going to be at the inner part of the pocket. So I'm just going to place fold this on a round of about 0.5, which is what you can see on your screen. Then I'm going to make a first stitch on this. So this is 0.5, just so you can see this is 0.5. So I'm just going to make a first stitch. Now that I'm done with the first stitch, I proceeded to making the second stitch. So once I'm done with that, the next thing is to fold in the allowance of my pocket. So what I need for the pocket width is 2.5 inches, while for the length I'm going to be working with the patch length. So I'm just going to fold in the allowance to achieve the 2.5 inches. You can try to iron at this point as well. Just make sure that what you have on your pocket allowance, the width allowance, is 2.5 inches. So I'm just going to fold in my pocket like this. Then from this part I'm going to measure 1 inch from this part. Then from the top side as well, I'm going to measure 1 inch as well. Then I'm going to pin down my pocket. So away from the patch at the side, I measured 1 inch. Then away from the top as well, I measured about 1 point quarter. So I went ahead to make a stitch just as seen in this video. Then at the downside, I made a fold just to fit into the shape of what is at the downside of my patch attachment. Then I proceeded to join in at the other side, and this is what we have. This is what it is looking like. So by the time I fold my pocket like this, so you can see that the shape actually aligns with the shape of the patch design. So this is what I was talking about the other time. Next thing here is to attach my pockets at the side. So this is the curve shape for the pocket. So I'm just going to position the curve shape. That's the wrong part of my pocket on the curved shape. So you can see that the wrong part is not showing the patch design that we did. So I'm just going to sew around the shape of what we have. So after sewing, I'm going to be turning this to the wrong face, just as seen in this video. So at this point, all you need to do is take your time and fold it in properly, so that the other color of lining won't be showing outside. So I'm just going to tuck this in very well and then pin it down. So once I'm done with that, the next thing to do here is to run a double stitch. So I'm going to run my first stitch here. When it comes to jean, the major specification is the double stitches and also the different color of thread, which what I'm working with is a gold thread color. You can decide to use a blue thread, navy blue thread, but then I think the beauty mostly comes with the different color of thread that you use. You can decide to use white as well. So now I'm done with the first stitch. Then the next one is to go with the second stitch. Now make sure that the distance between your first stitch and the second stitch is no more than 0.25. So I'm just going to run that same stitch following the shape of what we have here. So after sewing, this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Next thing here is to turn to the back of your pocket, which is what you can see on your screen. Then I'm going to be picking the right part. This part at the downside, I'm going to pick it from the downside. So I'm going to be sewing a straight line around it, just as you can see. So make sure that the parts that we are trying to seal the downside of the pocket. So make sure that the part that you are sealing is the part that has the design of the patch, that has the patch design. I don't know if you get. Make sure that the part that you are sewing is the one that has the patch design. So I'm going to be turning this over to the wrong face. Then I'm going to be top stitching on the downside. Don't worry, I'm going to explain again while doing the second one. So this is the downside of which I am top stitching on the wrong side. I hope you understand. So after sewing, this is what it looks like. The first stitch was made on the right part, the part that has the part design, while turning it over to top stitch, it was on the wrong face, the face that does not have the part design. I hope you understand now. So I'm just going to pin this down just as seen in this video. So this is the final look of the pocket design, and this is what it is looking like. I hope you understand now. So if you do not understand, I'm going to explain again in the second part. So I'm just going to be tacking on this side so that the pockets can be stable. I'm going to tack here, and I'm going to tack at this other side here so that my pocket can be stable. So this is the second part of my pocket. I've already gone ahead to do the bases. So this is the wrong face of my pocket. So I'm going to be picking it from the downside at the right face, the one that has the patch design. I'm going to pick the downside, which is what you can see. Then I'm going to be sewing the downside. I hope you understand it better now. I'm going to be sewing the downside. This is the side that has the patch design. So now that I am done sewing, I'm going to be turning it over to the other side, which is what you are seeing on your screen, this other side. Then I'm going to be top stitching. So this other side now is not showing the patch design because it is the wrong face. So I'm just going to top stitch at this point. So after that, I'll properly align the pocket area together just as seen in this video. So at this point, you can decide to pin down just so that it is properly balanced. I'm just going to pin at the top side and also pin at the side of my pocket just as seen in this video. I'll do the same for the other one as well. So at this point, you can decide to like tack it with your machine. So I'm going to tap at the top side and also tap at the side repeatedly. So after tacking, this is what they both look like. So I've already gone ahead to weave the crotch part of the front part of my pants, and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to be attaching the zip flyer and the zip flap around here. So from this point, I measured 6 inches, which is going to serve as the allowance for my zipper flyer. Next thing I'm going to do here is to place this piece on this part of my trouser, just as seen in this video, and then I'm going to be making a straight stitch on it. Next, after that, I'm going to fold this in like this, and I'm going to top stitch on it. So after sewing, this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to position the wrong face of my zipper like this, just as in this video. This zipper is about 12 inches thereabouts, but I would recommend I use a normal short zipper of about 7 to 8 inches. That is better. So I'm just going to position my zipper like this, leaving an allowance of about 0.5 at the top side for the zipper allowance. That's before the main teeth of the zip. Then I'm going to be sewing on this side, this first side of my zipper, just as seen in this video. Please follow the video so you can understand clearly what I'm trying to describe here. So after attaching the zip, the front part of your trouser should be looking like this. So you should have this part overlapped on your zipper. So the next thing we're going to be doing here is to form the shape of our flyer. So remember we drafted out this pattern previously while we're cutting. So I'm just going to take out, I need 1.5 inches for the shape, and what I have here is 2 inches. So I'm just going to fold in the half, that's 0.5 on this part, and I'm going to just cut it away. Next thing is I'm going to position the pattern paper like this, exactly on the size of what we need, and then I'm going to just follow the trace of the pattern paper just so that we can have the same shape for the zip flyer. So I'm going to just follow the shape of what we have here. But before then, I will make sure that I leave a little allowance because of the zipper. Assuming it was shorter, I would have just folded it. But then I'm just going to make sure that I leave a little allowance because we're still going to be working on the other side of the zip. So I'm just going to leave a little allowance here and then sew following the shape of what we have. Now you can see the little allowance that we left previously. So I'm going to run that same stitch on the second line. Next thing after that, we're going to be attaching the other parts of the flap underneath this zipper. So that was why we left the allowance around the zipper area. So I'm going to position the flap under the zipper just as seen in this video, making sure that the allowance that is remaining also levels up with the remaining allowance for the top side zip flyer that we already did. So make sure that it is also equal. So I'm just going to be sewing a straight line just as seen in this video. So on this other part of our zipper, we're going to be attaching the second part of our trouser. So I'm going to be folding it in like this by about 0.5. Then I'm going to attach it to this. Make sure that it is equal with what we have at the top side, just as illustrated in this video. So I'm going to make sure that it is equal, just as seen in this video. So we're just going to pin here, just so that there will be no form of alternation. Then, connect it towards this down part here and also pin somewhere around here. So we're going to be sewing just like normal zipper. So you're going to be top stitching on it, but make sure that the allowance you're putting inside is about 0.5. Then before the end of our stitching, I'm going to notch around here. Then that is where the stitching is going to stop, just about 0.5 before the curved line. So at this point, I'm going to cut out the remaining zipper allowance, which is what you can see me do right here. So from this top side, I'm going to top stitch to the point where we notched. Again, after the notch part, I am going to be turning this out just as seen in this video, and then I am going to be sewing on it. I'm going to be top stitching. So after sewing, this is what it looks like. So the next thing we're going to be doing here is to connect this together with this. So I'm going to fold in a bit, about 0.5, then pin this down. So basically I'm going to overlap it just as seen in this video. I'm going to be overlapping it with an allowance of 0.5. So we're going to do that till we get to that point where my finger is. What I am trying to explain here is we're going to top stitch and go beyond that curve line by about 0.5. So while top stitching, make sure that you are overlaying properly. So we're just going to top stitch and sew beyond the curved line. We're going to sew beyond the curved line around about 0.5 thereabout. Then turn it over like this, make a reversal, then turn it back to make a second stitch. So we're going to be doing a second stitch here. So after sewing, this is what it looks like. So we've already achieved the front zipper flyer, and this is what it looks like. Next, we're going to be working on the back side. So I'm going to be working with one side. So this, we already labeled it as up and down. So I'm going to be attaching the down parts here, somewhere here, just as seen in this video. Remember that the highest part is the one that is at the center. So I'm just going to be sewing an allowance of about 0.75. So we're going to be sewing outside. So I'm going to be sewing on an allowance of 0.75, is a little bit above 0.5. So I'm just going to sew straight down. So after sewing, this is what it looks like. So the next thing we're going to be doing here is on the top side, we're going to trim from what we've sewn. We're going to trim to the lowest from what we've sewn. So we're going to be left with just a single part of it, and then we're going to be folding it just like this. So the reason why we had to trim is so that it is not too thick. I hope you understand. So it's going to be folding slightly just as seen in this video, and then we'll be top stitching. So we're going to be folding and then we're going to be top stitching. So I'm just going to go ahead and make my stitch here. So I went ahead to do the same on the other side, and this is what we have. Next, I'm going to be working on the back pocket. So I'm going to be folding on an allowance of about 0.5. So I'm going to just make a stitch. I'm going to make double stitch here, just as we've been doing previously. So for my pocket, I'm just going to fold in slightly. What we need for the width is 4.5. So I'm just going to fold in slightly, just as seen in this video. So I'm going to go ahead to iron it and then iron the center point. So after ironing, this is what we have. So I've already gone ahead to note the center point, and what we have here is about 5.5. So I'm just going to take it in by 1 inch. So it to be 4.5 at the side. So from this point to the center point, I'm going to fold in. I'm also going to do the same thing on the other side as well. So once I'm done with all of this, I'll just go ahead to iron properly. So because the both side is quite curvy, we're going to make a little adjustments here. I came down by 1 inch here, and then on the side here, I came in by 2.5 inches. I came in by 2.5 inches here. So for clarity, I came in from the crotch area by 2.5. Then from this point, from this joint here, I came down by 1 inch. Then on this other side, I came down by 1.5. I marked that point here. So at this point, you just pin down just so that you can have it secured already. So this is what we're going to be sewing on. So I'm just going to pin on different angle, and this is what I'm going to sew on. So I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side as well. So I noticed that after joining the center point, we would want to overlap towards the right side, and then the allowance towards the right side will be reduced. So if we have 2.5 inches towards the right, I think it is better that we have 2 inches towards the left, so that by the time we make our first stitch and we overlap towards the right, we will have the same measurements. So for clarity, I'm going to come in on the right by 2.5, while I'm going to come in on the left by 2 inches. So I'm just going to readjust this and come in by 2 inches. So on this other part, we have 2.5 inches. I hope you understand now. So I'm just going to pin this down and then go ahead to attach this the pockets. So I went ahead to double stitch on the pocket, and this is what we have. So the next thing to do here will be to join the center point of the crotch at the back. So I'm just going to connect it together like this, and mind you, we're going to be sewing on an allowance of about 0.75 here. So after sewing, this is what it looks like. So the next thing to do here is to reduce from one part here. So we're going to reduce to the minimum here, just as seen in this video. So this is the part I'm going to be reducing because I am going to be overlaying on that part. So I'm just going to fold in just as seen in this video, and just because I don't want the part that has the joining to misalign, so I'm just going to start my sewing from this part where you can see me hold on to. I'm just going to start from there and then top stitch downward. This particular video is already getting too long, so I'm just going to stop here, and in the next video I'm going to post the concluding part of how to achieve this jean trousers. So I hope that you'll be able to learn one or two from this particular series. I'll see you again in the next video, guys. Bye.